Hi. A Muslim named... normally I don't mention Muslims' names because I try to keep their anonymity. But a Muslim responded to me and preached to me, I guess you could say. And I wasn't able to respond back to him because there's like a block. He put a block on me, so I can't really respond back to him. So I thought, well, you know something? I responded to what he said, but I thought what I'd do here is make videos. There'll probably be about 2 of them. And I'll call it... I'll call it Rammat Questions ThirdPharaoh. You know, and in the process, maybe he will be able to respond to these videos, or if he wants, he can take the block off of me, and then I will interject. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll send that script to him, and then he can intersplice his thoughts between mine, and we can get a dialogue going here. You know what I mean? So, from what I've understood so far, he's a very intelligent Muslim, you know what I mean? And so much so that I thought, well, I'll put these videos on and see if it gets him responding. So, yeah, this is a mixture of my words and his words. I didn't remove anything from him, didn't delete anything. So if he says, "Oh, that I didn't say that," no, it's here. You know. God's honest truth here, you know what I mean? As a Christian, I'm a Christian version of the person of the book, and in the book, that makes me a person of the book. We're not supposed to bear false witness. We're not supposed to lie. No takia at all. You know what I mean? So everything here is what He gave me, and I respond to it. So anyway, what I would do is, when I read His words, I'll be reading this side of my face. not very attractive part, you know what I mean? It's just the way it is. And when I use my words, I'll be doing this side, which is a little bit better. Yeah, so. Okay, here it goes here. Okay, he says, hi. Oh, by the way, I'm going to give him an accent so you can, if you're not watching this video, you'll know who's talking, you know what I mean? Because if I read his words and my words with the same voice, and you want to do something else, I mean, if you want to go and get some something to eat, you won't know who's talking. So I'll give him an accent, a mock Arabic accent, and I'll do mine with my regular accent. So here it goes here. Okay. Hi. I bet you used Google Translate in your Arabic comment. It was funny, but I understood what you wanted to say. I sometimes do the same with languages I don't know. That thing does have a tendency to make those who use it sound like beat poets, but I notice it grabs attention. Now coming to your question. The question, the Quran confirms the revelation given to Moses and Jesus, and says Torah was sent as guidance to children of Israel. Right. Yeah, yeah, right. It's funny and sometimes confusing that Muslims say Bible is corrupt, yet they use it to confirm the foretelling of the coming of Muhammad. I bet they think that is the only part that isn't corrupted, true? It confuses even some Muslims who think about it. You see, the main question is the Bible we have in our hands now represent the Injil and Torah? No, it does not, and I have many reasons to believe so. If so, then what is the point of a Jew or a Christian obeying Quran 568 about standing firm upon them, staying firm upon the Torah and Injil? 1. Many contradictions are found in Bible. If there are contradictions, then why is there Quran 1094 that tells Muslims to go to those who have read the before scriptures if they are in doubt about the Quran? The story of Jesus, for example, contains many variances between the four Gospels. Any of those four Gospels say Jesus didn't go to the cross? If this is the Word of God, it shouldn't have any contradiction at all. What are the contradictions? Or is leaving out how many angels were at the tomb a contradiction to you? If things like that mean the Injil is false to you, do you know, false or corrupted, do you know there are similar things that would prove the Quran false for you as well? The Quran infers the earth was created before the stars in one scripture. Does that mean the Quran is corrupt or false to you? The four Gospels tell us, in different words, that Jesus went to certain places and preached the Injil Gospel. And when you read the Gospels, you see that they tell more or less the story of Jesus. If I watch a play and tell what I saw, and if someone sees the same play and tells what he saw, what he says he saw, and if one leaves out what he saw, does that mean the play is wrong in its message? He meant this person. He said these words. He did this. He did that. He went to places. Now, was that what Jesus preached? Did he preach to people his life story? Of course not. Then what did he preach? You will say he preached to pull out a prayer rug 5 times a day, every day for the rest of your life, and face Mecca to escape hellfire, true? That's what you think he preached, right? 3. The stories in the Old Testament are about lies, stealing, murder for no reason, killing children because they mocked a prophet. How about killing an innocent child because you fear he will grow up to disappoint parents or show ungratefulness toward Allah? Is that a problem for you? Incest, fornication, etc. If incest was always wrong, how did humans populate the planet with Adam and Eve? Are you sure incest was always wrong? And about the fornication, if fornication is wrong, what do you think of Sunan Abu Dawud hadith reporting how the first part of Quran 424 was handed down by Allah the Exalted? Do you have, by quote, Allah Exalted, do you have a problem with Quran 424 and the report of Sunan Abu Dawud hadith of how the first part of Quran 424 was, quote, handed down, unquote? Incest, fornication, etc. can't be the commandments from God. Right. I don't see commandments in the Torah that the Quran says is Allah's words that support fornication and incest, even if incest was allowed for the human race to come into existence from the time of Adam. There is no reason to belittle Lot and say he committed fornication with his daughters. Well, he did commit fornication with them, if you read Allah's words, the Torah. The question I have is, does that report of incest with his daughters, his fornication, does that report of incest or fornication with his daughters mean it's okay to have incest or fornication with your daughters? If so, how does it mean it's okay to commit fornication or incest with your daughters? There was no reason to say that Judah committed fornication with his daughter is law, I think he means daughter-in-law, and produced Phares and Tamar, and they are in genealogy of Jesus. If it was fornication that produced Jesus, does that mean Jesus is not special in your eyes? If so, how does that mean Jesus is not special in your eyes? or not even the Son of God. These children of incest are the great father of Jesus. Is this God's words? If the Torah, which is all His words, according to the Quran, which tells, according to the Kalam, which calls itself, quote, clear signs, unquote, then we are all children of incest, being that the Torah, all His words, has us all coming from Adam and Eve. Apparently, there was a time when incest was no problem. Or how did we get here? So, what are the Injil and Torah that Muslims speak of? My question is exactly. They are the revelations. They are the revelation that God sent to Moses and Jesus. He didn't send a book to Moses or Jesus or Muhammad. He sent words. If so, then how do you explain the Quran saying that you, a Muslim, are to believe in all the books of Allah? How is a Christian to judge what is in the Quran with the Injil? If both the Quran and Injil are not books, how? If they're not books, then how do you use them to how can you use the Injil to judge what's in the Quran? How can a Jew, how can a child how can one from the children of Israel use the Torah to judge what's in the Quran? How? And I think I'll stop it here and begin part 2 the next one. Bye.